Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 30th May 2021. In this lecture, we are going to discuss 8 topics which are very much relevant to UPSC. And I am repeatedly saying you that please don't skip this Sunday's newspaper because it is very much important to cover current affairs from environment and ecology and as well as science and technology. So for this point, this Sunday's newspaper is very important. So now let's get started with our discussion and let us see first article. Title says ripples from Yash and surging tides devastate the Sundarbans. So this article talking about Sundarbans. So Sundarbans are mainly affected by the cyclone Yas. So in this context, you need to revise about the cyclone Yas. We already discussed number of times regarding this, right? So please do some revision regarding the cyclone Yas. And now we are going to see what is written in this article. And this article will be important regarding environment and ecology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And this topic will be important from mains point of view. So from prelims, what is your work? You need to do some research regarding what are these Sundarbans and where they are present and what is the most prominent sea that is seen in the Sundarbans. And you need to also refer about what are the role which is mainly played by the wetlands. Okay, so this is your homework. And now let us see this article in a very great detail. So context mainly says that because of this cyclone Yas that led to devastation in Sundarbans and people in this ecologically fragile Sundarbans, their life revolves around battling high tides daily and as well as cyclones regularly. So as you know that here we are having this east coast area, here we have this Bay of Bengal. So in this West Bengal and Bangladesh mainly contains the Sundarbans, right? So people who are living in this area, so they will be regularly facing some concerns or some issues regarding this higher tide sometimes, and as well as this cyclones are mainly seen in this region. Mainly it will be hitting this east coastal region, right? So because of this, people who are living in this area, their lives revolve around battling of high tides daily and also cyclones regularly. So what is concern here? So concern is every cyclone throws up new challenge to Sundarbans and as well as its inhabitants. Okay, so whenever there is any new cyclones that is happening in this Bay of Bengal, so how much the state government or central government which is preparing to mainly to deal with this cyclone here, so there will be some new challenge which is mainly posed here. So this new challenge is not imagined, and as well as policy makers, they are not prepared for this, how to mitigate this new challenge. So if you see background, it mainly says that Sundarbans, it is home to 5 million people and it mainly battered by 4 tropical cyclones recently from 2019. In 2019, in May especially, we got Fani, and in November 2019, so this coastal area mainly hit by Bilbil, and in May 2020 it was Umphan, and now it is Yas. So because of all these cyclones we are regularly seeing in this Bay of Bengal and they are mainly hitting this eastern coast. So this coastal areas, especially in this West Bengal, especially in the Sundarbans area, they suffer damage because of winds which are blowing with a high speed. It mainly ranges from 100 to 150 kilometers per hour, and as well as breached embankments and as well as inundation. So because of all these things, this area mainly suffered a lot of damage. So what is solution? So if you say solution, we need long-term planning. Along with that, we need to adapt strategies that will minimize the impact of climate change, and we need to go for effective disaster management. Okay, so these are solutions mainly suggested by some experts. And if you see here, this article mainly talked about two important islands. First one is Golmara Island. So it has been shrinking because of rising sea levels. So why there is rising sea levels? As you know, because of this climate change, we are experiencing increasing global temperatures, that is global warming. So because of this global warming here, we can see polar ice melt is happening. So because of this, there is increasing in the sea level. So because of whenever there is increase in sea level, small islands which are present in these seas and oceans, they are much vulnerable. So one example here is Gormara Island. Okay. So because of this rising sea levels, this Gormala Island, which are mainly present in this Bay of Bengal, that has been shrinking day by day. So because of this, few dozens of houses and some acres of land that go underwater every year. So this is one threat. And next one is Saga Island. So it is one of biggest of Sundarban chains here. And in this Saga Islands, it mainly site of famous Ganga Sagar Mela during Makar Sankranti, and this area also suffered damage because of this cyclone Yas. So this is a gist of this topic. I hope it is clear, and I hope you understand or you will remember whatever homework I am giving. So whenever I am giving any homework, please try to do that because it is for your good itself. Okay. So now let us see next topic. Title says IIT Hyderabad develops oral solution for black fungus. So as you know, what is this black fungus, right? Black fungus is also called as mucormycosis. So this is one of the common type of disease now we are seeing in patients who recover from this COVID-19. So vulnerable people here include patients who already suffering from this COVID-19. Whenever they are taking steroids in their treatment, then those people are vulnerable, and as well as people who are already having history of diabetes mellitus. So because of this, what happened? So they are most vulnerable to this mucormycosis, that is black fungus. So if you see here how this black fungus will be spread. For example, whenever we are taking inhalation, so along with air, this black fungus which is present in air, that will be entered into our nose. So after that, from nose it will be reaching orbits, eye orbits. So whatever muscle which is present around our eye, that will be paralyzed. So from later onwards, it will slowly move to brain. That means meninges. So layers of brain will be there. So these meninges will be affected, and it leads to meningitis and finally death. Okay. So this is about progress of this nasopharyngeal orbital mucormycosis. So this article mainly says that mainly to treat this black fungus, we are using treatment that can be used to treat mainly Kala Azar. So Kala Azar, it is also one important dreadful disease. So whatever medicines we are using to treat this Kala Azar, now we are using to treat this black fungus, and we are mainly using amphotericin B. So regarding this amphotericin B, we are also facing one concern, like there is a lack of supply. That means whatever demand is there, supply which is not meeting demand. So because of this, we can see black marketing of this amphotericin also seen in picture. So here this article mainly says that now IIT Hyderabad, that is Indian Institute of Technology Hyderabad, which develops oral solution for this black fungus. So this article will be important regarding science and technology, which comes under GS paper 3. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So this article mainly talking about this black fungus. So if you see context, it mainly says that researchers at this IIT Hyderabad, they approved mass production of an oral solution to treat black fungus. So because of this, it will provide a huge relief for patients who are suffering with this black fungus. So if you're talking about details, after 2 years of study, researchers, they are now confident that the technology that can be transferred to suitable pharma partners for mass scale production of this oral solution. So what will be significance? The significance here is we can ensure safe and as well as easy medicine for patients, and this medicine is also affordable with this very low price than compared to other antifungal treatment drugs which are present in market. So if you say cost, it is about rupees 200. Okay, so at present here for treating this black fungus, we are using treatment that is mainly used to treat this Kala Azar, and we are also having other fungals of different classes which are available in market. But if you are talking about availability, and even if you are talking about affordability and as well as the procedures involved, they are very much difficult. So because of this will give mainly some relief for patients who are suffering with this black fungus. And now let us talk about some more facts. So study regarding this new drug started in 2019 itself, And here mainly we are mainly focusing on nanofibrous amphotericin B in this study. An important purpose or advantages of this study is drug absorption, and it will also helps to reduce aggregation, and as well as it will also decrease drugs toxicity. Okay, so this is about the purpose. And now let us talk about next topic. Title says dazzling the skies, Surya Kiran aerobatic display team completes 25 years. So this article will be important regarding defense, which comes under GS paper 3. And this topic will be important especially from prelims point of view regarding the Surya Kiran. So now let us try to talk about this topic in a very great detail. So first let us see context. So if you see context, it mainly says that Surya Kiran aerobatic display team of Indian Air Force, which mainly completed 25 years now. So because of this is in news. And if you see details, it mainly says that one of few 9 aircraft display teams are present in the world, and one it is present in India, that is Surya Kiran. And till now Surya Kiran carried out over 600 display and across the country and as well as even Southeast Asia. So if you see some facts regarding the Surya Kiran, so what is meaning of word Surya Kiran? Surya Kiran in Sanskrit, it mainly means rays of the sun, and Surya Kiran raised in May 27th, 1996 at Indian Air Force base, which is located in Bidar in Karnataka state. And Surya Kiran carried out its mainly first display in September 15th, 1996 for Golden Jubilee celebrations of Air Force Administrative College in Coimbatore. So in Coimbatore, the first display mainly held by the Surya Kiran in year 1996, that too in September. And this team has disbanded in year 2011 after Aero India show due to shortage of training aircraft in Indian Air Force, and later on again started in year 2015 on advanced jet trainer, that is Hawk Mk132 aircraft. And even recently in Aero India 2021, Surya Kiran mainly teamed up with Sarang helicopter display team, and it is one of the world's first ever integrated display of both helicopters and as well as aircrafts. And even recently here in Sri Lankan Air Force Day also here, this Surya Kiran also participated in Colombo in 2021. So what is significance? Whenever we are going for this type of display, so what will be advantage? So first one is it will mainly helpful to motivate young students, and it will be helpful for those students to make career in armed forces, and also it will be helping to reassure citizens of the superior flying skills, and as well as it will be helpful for discipline of nation's air barriers. So this is about this topic. I hope it is clear. And now let us see next topic. So next topic, it is about Vietnam detects new hybrid variant. So this article again talking about coronavirus. So this article talking about new hybrid variant of this coronavirus, which mainly identified in Vietnam. So this article will be important regarding GS paper 2 under health. So now let us try to talk about this topic in a very great detail. So context mainly says that authorities in Vietnam, they have detected a new coronavirus variant. And this coronavirus new variant, which is combination of Indian and as well as UK COVID-19 variants. So this is the statement, or this is the details which is given by Health Minister of Vietnam. So if you see some details, it mainly says that after successfully containing the virus for almost last year, Vietnam, which is mainly seeing there is increase in number of cases in Vietnam, and Vietnam accounts for more than 6,713 registered cases. So what's the reason? Reason here might be because of this new variant. So this new variant, it is very dangerous. That means the infection rate or transmissibility rate, it is very high for this new variant. And if you see some facts here, in Southeast Asian countries, we had previously detected about 7 variants of this coronavirus that include B.1.222, B.1619, D 614G, B 117 which is UK variant, B 351, A 231, B 1617.2 that is Indian variant. Okay, so in southeastern countries we have identified about 7 variants now, and this is new one. And this new variant in Vietnam, it is hybrid of Indian and as well as UK variant. So this is just of this topic, and now let us move to next topic. Title says dark filaments. So this article mainly talking about dark matter. So this article will be very much important regarding science and technology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And this article will be important regarding prelims. And now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So context mainly says that a new map has been published of dark matter in local sheet. So recently here new map mainly published regarding this dark matter in local sheet, and a region spanning the Milky Way and local galaxies mainly located between Virgo cluster and as well as local void. So this region of this black matter mainly found in this Virgo cluster and as well as local void, and this study mainly published in Astrophysical Journal. So if you see details, it mainly says that they came up with a new map to identify this dark matter, and they also found some new structure like filaments that connect these galaxies. Okay, so these are some important details. So now let us see what is significance. So if you see significance, it mainly says that dark matter filaments, they can shed light on future of Milky Way galaxy. So because of this is important. And now let us try to see what is meaning of dark matter. So this dark matter is also composed of small particles, and they do not absorb or they do not reflect or emit light. So because of this, what happens? So this is important property of this dark matter. Because of that, we cannot identify easily them. Okay, so because of those things, we cannot detect by observing through electromagnetical radiation through this dark matter. Okay, so this is about this topic. I hope it is clear. Now let us see next topic. Title says beat depression. So this article mainly talking about relationship between walking and depression. So this article will be important regarding science and technology, which comes under paper 3. So context mainly says that studying about 8,40,000 people, University of Colorado Boulder and Broad Institute of MIT and Harvard researchers. So they mainly said that person's propensity to sleep at a certain time, that was tied to depression risk. Okay, and this study mainly published in JAMA Physiatry. So this study mainly says that person who having some propensity or ability to sleep at a certain time, so that was mainly tied with the depression. Okay, about a depression risk of about 23%. So study mainly says that whenever we are going for just walking 1 hour early, right, and whenever we are going for walking here, that will decrease or reduce this depression here risk by 23%. And next one is, it is unclear that if those who are normally getting up, they would benefit from this walking even earlier or not. So this question it is need to be answered. So this is just of this topic. I hope it is clear. Now let us see next article. Title says declining forest bird species in Western Himalayas. So if you see Himalayas, they are mainly divided into different types, right? Punjab Himalayas is there, we are having Nepal Himalayas, and we are having Assam Himalayas, right? So here in this Western Himalayas, we are seeing the bird species are declining, right? So let me know in comment box division of this Himalayas, okay? So it is your work to refer about this Himalayas and how they are formed, and you have to divide this Himalayas. So there is one river here, there is one river here, there is one river here. So between these two rivers, whatever the areas is present, that is called as Nepal Himalayas, Assam Himalayas, and as well as Punjab Himalayas. So let me know in comment box in detail about that. So this article will be important regarding GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So context of first we need to see introduction. So as you know, in this Western Himalayan areas, we are seeing some temperate forest is present, right? So in this temperate forest of this western Himalayas, especially in the state of Uttarakhand, so this area which is mainly harbor to a large number of endemic bird species. But now new study mainly says that natural oak dominated forest and as well as even in modified forest, there is drastic loss of bird species in all modified landscape. So this article mainly says that in natural oak dominated forest and as well as even in some modified forest, so there is decline of this bird species that is recorded. So if you see some details, it mainly says that researchers studied about 1285 square kilometers between 1700 and 2400 meters. So in this area there are about 6 major land types are seen. They include natural oak forest, degraded oak forest, loped oak forest, pine forest and agricultural cultivation area. So if you see highlights of this study, it mainly says that there is low diversity of species that is seen in monoculture areas and in urban sites. So whenever there is any transition areas present or whenever we are going for this monoculture, so in these areas there is low diversity of this bird species recorded. And next one is there is drastic loss of pollinator birds and as well as insectivores in degraded forest and monocultures and as well as even in some urbanized sites. So in these areas we are seeing there is drastic loss of bird diversity. And if you see first study mainly says that there are many species that dropped out the modified land areas and they were recognized. Okay, so here in this modified land areas there is a decrease or decline of this bird species is seen. And next one is another paper also said that woodpeckards in this region, they are mainly used as indicators of biodiversity. But here we say that we need to understand habitat degradation. So whenever we want to understand habitat degradation and number of bird species which are present in that area, we can take this woodpeckards as a bioindicator. But what happened, why we need to take this woodpeckards as bioindicator? Because these woodpeckards, they will burrow some holes into the trees and as well as branches. So here whenever they are making any cavities here, they can be used by number of birds to nest in. Okay, so here the number is also decreasing here. So this is about gist of this topic. I hope it is clear. And now let us move on to next topic. So before saying this topic, I want to make a small announcement. So if you want to clear UPSC 2022, we came with one excellent, highly beneficial and also highly economical course, that is current affairs package along with mains answer writing practice. So in this course we are mainly focusing on current affairs and also mains answer writing practice. So here why you need to focus on this current affairs? Because in prelims or mains or even interview, you can get questions from this current affairs and your preparation should be based on current affairs linked static portion. Then only you can get success very early and also it will be easy. So why you need to focus on this current affairs? Okay, because whenever you are going into examination hall, you need to remember one thing. That is, you need to know at least 1.5 years current affairs for sure before entering into examination hall. So this is right time to join this course to cover this 1.5 years current affairs in a comprehensive manner. And if you are talking about this mains answer writing practice, many freshers or many beginners, they ignore this mains answer writing practice. So because of this, even though if they have cleared prelims, they cannot clear mains without proper answer writing skills. In this course, we are focusing on how to improve your answer writing skills. And next one is, if you join this course, we also conduct a prelims test on every Sunday along with video solutions, right? So in this course which is designed as per demand of UPSC. So finally, I want to say one thing. Please don't take this course as a choice. Try to join this course as soon as possible and achieve your dream of clearing UPSC. And for further details of this course, link which is given in description box, so please visit that once. And if you want to talk to me directly regarding this course, you can call to this number 8074765513. And now let's come back and let us see next article. Title says our inheritance from Neanderthals. Okay, so Neanderthals or hominoids, they are before Homo sapiens, that is modern humans. And this article will be very important for students who are from anthropology background and also from science and technology, which comes under GS paper 3. So if you see context or background, it mainly says that modern humans, they have populated the earth from long time before Iron Age. So before Iron Age onwards, we are having this modern humans. But some 3 lakh years ago, they were also cohabiting Mother Earth along with other pre-human hominians, that is Neanderthals. So recently we came with study, that is genetics of population from Asia and Europe in places where migration that happened, and that brought these 2 species face to face. So if you see, our modern humans also interbred with locals, that is Neanderthals, and because of that recently we saw one thigh bone of such crossbred individual became available. So because of this, now we are focusing on interbreeding between these Neanderthals and also modern humans. And second important study is more recent genetic analysis. It is a one set of samples from the region. So they studied that Neanderthals, they came into Bachokiro caves in Bulgaria. It is more than 50,000 years ago, and they left stone tools there. So later on, next modern humans, 2 or more waves, they littered the cave mainly with beads and as well as stones about 45,000 and as well as 36,000 years ago. So in this papers there is a genomic study. So genome wide data of these 3 human mates, they lived in this cave, shows that these 3 had Neanderthals in their family lineage. So in this way we can say these people, they are crossbred with modern humans and Neanderthals. So because of this, now we got there is evidence of interbreed between Neanderthals and modern humans. So there are some chunks of inherited genes from Neanderthals, and as well as there are variations that is seen. So because of this interbred between modern humans and Neanderthals, that led to chunks of inherited genes from next generation. So because of this, we can see some variations in skin and as well as hair color, and also we can see these offsprings, they are mainly better suited to cold, and as well as some adaptive variants of metabolism and also even immunity. So these all will help better adjust to strange new food sources and to unfamiliar disease causing viruses in new environment. Okay, so because of this, some people who are having chromosome 8, they are very much resistant to this coronavirus, and some people who are having this chromosome 20, so we are mainly, these people are more vulnerable and more mortality or morbidity that is seen in this people who are having high expression of this chromosome 20, and these 8 and these 20 chromosomes that we got from Neanderthals itself. Okay, so this is about this topic. I hope it is clear. So by this we are concluding today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. And don't forget to enroll this current affairs package. Thank you so much.